gmail.com. I'm
Right.
Andrew.
Right, we didn't change the address, so
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm Addison.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for coming again. We've got a great show today.
Right, it's an interesting one, that's
Another-
for sure.
That's for sure. It's called Whipped.
Whipped.
Very interesting. Another dialogue. We're going to do that. Now, this is... Ad and I are talking about a guy, another guy, a friend of ours, and he's whipped. And what does whip mean?
Well, we can probably hear about it after the dialogue. I think after you listen to this, you're going to see what kind of person this Steve character is.
Yeah, all right. Okay, we'll get in. Start it off.
Can you believe Steve?
What are you referring to?
How whipped he is.
Oh, I know. It's absurd. I don't know why he does it. He lets Claire control everything in his life. She treats him like dirt, and he lets her get away with it. He lets all his girlfriends treat him like that.
A lot of guys do that. It's just pathetic when it's one of your best friends.
Do you think we should step in and say something?
Well, we are best friends, but I'm not really sure it's our place to say something. Confronting someone about his girlfriend is pretty touchy.
Yeah, I know, but as you said, we are best friends. And if it's not our place, then whose is it?
Good point. I guess we've got to do what we've got to do.
Great. Good dialogue. Okay,
Right,
done.
it's short, but I think you get what kind of guy Steve is,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yep. Short but sweet, as we say. Good language in here. Starting off, can you believe Steve? This question is not asking, do you think Steve is a liar or
Right.
do you think he tells the truth?
We don't think Steve is a liar. We just are very surprised with his actions, what he's doing right now with his life, right?
Right. So it's not even a question. Well, it's a rhetorical question, meaning you don't have to answer it. It's just like, it's basically saying, I can't believe what Steve is doing.
Right. When you say, can you believe Steve, you can believe him, but you're very surprised with his actions. That's it.
Yeah. Now, if you want to ask if Steve is a liar, you say, do you believe Steve?
Right.
This is, can you believe Steve? Anyway, he's unbelievable.
he is a good guy, right?
Yeah, Steve-O. Oh, Steve-O. Whipped.
Right. Whipped is a very good word to describe someone that, they have a boyfriend or girlfriend and they're getting bossed around. They're not in control.
Usually we say it's a boyfriend who's whipped by his girlfriend.
Right. It's usually the woman who is whipping the man, basically. And what is a whip exactly?
Well, it's like, if you have that long string thing,
Like a
made
leather.
of leather,
Right.
and you're hitting a horse just to keep it in control.
Right. You're controlling it by whipping it, basically.
Yeah, you're hurting it. And poor guys, a lot of guys get whipped. Maybe they're in a relationship with a beautiful girl.
Right,
Sometimes not even.
Another thing we say is they get walked all over.
Yeah,
Right?
they let someone walk all over them or treat them like a doormat.
Right.
Is another one. But he's whipped. He lets the girl control everything.
Right.
He's scared of
or
her.
we say, we asked a question like this. This is another rhetorical question. Who's wearing the pants in this relationship?
Oh yeah, that's true. We'll talk about that one on another time.
Of
We'll save
course.
it because we do want you to come back.
Oh, good one. Okay, so next we're going to talk about absurd.
Good word. It just it means really strange, ridiculous, crazy. Just something you can just describe anything that's strange or weird or crazy.
Surprising. Yeah.
Just weird, absurd.
I know you're almost like in this case it's almost disappointing how crazy the situation
It's
is.
really bad.
Because he's one of your best friends and he's whipped.
Yeah, he's whipped.
And
We can't go out with him.
And we feel bad about saying anything to him because he is our friend, but at the same time, he's whipped. So we want to tell him what we think.
This is a touchy subject. We're going to get on that.
Right. So
Soon.
this girl treats him like dirt.
Yeah, common phrase describing someone who treats someone else really badly, just like the way you would treat dirt.
Like the ground that you walk on.
You don't care about it, right?
You
just
step on it.
You spit on it.
You walk all over it. You do whatever. You're not worried about the dirt is the
Right.
point.
So it's not nice to treat anyone like dirt, ladies.
Right. You treating something that's not a human being
Or-
living and breathing.
Or men
right.
should not treat women like dirt.
No one should be treated like dirt, right?
That's absolutely right. No one, yep. Good. Step in. Okay.
Right. That doesn't mean step on, by the way.
I don't know who thought it did.
I'm just telling if they did think that, they should.
Good one, Ad. Okay, step in. An expression that we often use to describe a situation where you're usually trying to help, but it's not really about you. You're
Right.
trying to go beyond what you might have to do.
Right. It's not really your business.
It might be, but you're doing something to help out.
Right.
That's not necessarily. It's hard to explain, but I'll give you an example. You could step in to stop a fight between two strangers.
Right. It's not really that it's necessary for you to do this, but it would be nice maybe for you to help out in certain situations.
You could easily not do anything,
And that's okay too, sometimes. But
you stepped in and you kind of went. You went for it. You went to help.
right. You did what you thought was right, usually when you step in. Our place is the next thing we're going to be talking about. We're not talking about your home here as well.
I love how you always say that. What we're not talking about. So okay, I said we're not really sure if it's our place to say something. That means we don't know if it's our business, right? Are we the people that should be saying something?
Should we be stepping in? Who is it our
Whose
place to say
responsibility,
something?
right?
I don't know.
So for example, if you see someone who you don't know waste a lot of money, it might be stupid, but it's really not your place to say something.
Right. If you just met them too, like how
it's
can
not
you
your
say?
business, so shut up.
Right. Right.
So sometimes the question is, you might be right, but is it your place to say something? Another
Right.
example of
Right. For example, or another example might be if I want to go to be a magician in the circus, and someone might tell me not to, and they just met me. Maybe it's not their place to say this. I
right.
think.
So if someone says something to you that's about you and it's not their business,
Right.
say, I'm not really sure that's your place to
Right.
be saying that.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, but I think you're done now. Bye now.
That's another one which reminds me of putting someone in their place, which we will talk about on another episode. Stay tuned.
Right.
Right.
Right. So that's just our
Next
place.
page.
We're talking about a touchy subject.
Great word. Touchy subject. Very, very sensitive topic.
Right.
Because it's almost like if you touch it, they go crazy.
Right. It's also touchy subjects are usually situations where you're not sure if you should step in and you're not sure if it's your place to say something, right?
Great language.
Right.
So what are some things that are touchy issues?
Well, relationships, like things if you girlfriend, boyfriend, things.
Yeah. If someone says, "Hey man, I don't like your girlfriend," that's touchy,
Or
right?
also-
That's gonna upset the person.
Right,
So it's touchy.
It's something that could upset someone else if you talk about it, right?
Right. So different people are touchy about different subjects.
Right.
So you could say, don't talk to him about that. He's pretty touchy about that. All right. Last one we've got is, I guess we've got to do what we've got to do. Addy, go.
Well, I mean, I would rather you explain this one since you wrote it.
Yeah. Okay. It's another common expression. I like to keep saying that, describing, it's something where you don't want to do something. It's not easy to do something, but you have to do it.
Right. You know it's right.
Yeah. So you say, even though it's almost like saying, even though it's difficult, we still have to do it. Or sometimes people say, a guy's got to do what a guy's got to do. You know, it's hard to do, but you need to do it.
You're right. You don't know. You don't really want to do it, but sometimes it's it's best for you to do it in the long run.
Yeah. Another good one. We're done here, guys. Thanks for everything. Thanks for the listening. It's great. It's great to have people on there.
People like
enjoying-
you, especially.
People like you. You should smile for a change. Feel happy because we're happy over here at www.china232.com. Please go to the website each time. You can click on study guide, read what we're saying, study along, learn
And
it.
tell us what else you want to learn because, we have ideas here, but I'm sure there's things that we haven't talked about that you maybe want us to talk about.